This is ChestertonRadio.com.
The Chevrolet program starring Jack Benny with Frank Black and his orchestra. Frank Black opens the program with Charlie's Home. Throughout the United States, a series of big, colorful posters are going up on the billboards, reading, "Every minute someone buys a new Chevrolet." Watch for these new signs, my friends, and bear in mind when you see them, they're signs of better times. They're signs of bigger business for the world's largest builder of motor cars. Also, they're sure signs that the one best buy in the low-price field must be Chevrolet. America certainly wouldn't buy Chevrolets at the astonishing rate of one every minute unless Chevrolet were the one best buy at its price. And that's exactly what it is. The only car in its field with a Fisher body. The only one with Fisher no-draft ventilation, with a cushion-balanced engine mounting, with a time-proved six-cylinder power plant, a starterator, an octane selector, and no other full-size car in the world is so economical on gas and oil and upkeep, or so dependable. In view of all these things, do you wonder why every minute someone buys a new Chevrolet? And now, Jack Benny.
Hello some more. This is your New York correspondent, Jack Benny, the Earth Galloper, coming to you with all the late news reports through the courtesy of the Weekly Watch. The news that brings out all the dirt. Okay, Frank, let's go. Thank you. Chicago, Illinois. World's Fair gets off to a good start with many notables arriving daily to represent their respective countries. Sam Insull will represent Greece. Jimmy Walker will represent France. And Black's orchestra will represent Russia. Scotland sends Harry Lauder, C.O.D.
Jack, another wire just came.
All right, what is it, Mary? Quick.
World's Fair, Chicago. Molly and Dietrich just arrived representing Pennsylvania.
Mary, go away, will you, please? Bombay, India. More Gandhi news. Mahatma Gandhi finishes 21-day fast and is now wearing a cigar band. When last seen, he was mistaken for a Panatella. Babylon, Long Island. Man and wife discovered here with 16 children. Stork found dead on stoop. Overworked, you know. Special cable dispatch. Frank Buck and Jimmy Walker will sail for America shortly. Buck will bring them back alive, and Walker will bring them back a wife. Glasgow, Scotland. Harry Lauder also sailing for America. Local citizens give him big blowout by putting tack in his rear tire. Pretty good for Scotland. And now, folks, we have also added a want ad column to our paper as we cannot exist on circulation alone. So take down these addresses if you are interested. Traveling salesman wanted. Must be familiar with traveling, salesmanship, farmers, and farmers' daughters. Address Box 482, this paper. Wanted 30 chorus girls. Apply Minsky Theater, New York. Wanted 3 more chorus girls. Apply to Melton, Black, and Benny. Got you in on this, Frankie. For sale, baby grand piano by lady with electric attachment. What's that? Girls wanted to knit sweaters for Katz, Broomberg, and Riley. The boys must be told. Woman 55 will trade a Pekingese dog and a canary for slightly used husband. Realizes mistake. Address RFD 4, Pump Handle, Ohio. Female help wanted. Good secretary. If good looking, don't have to be so good.
Jack, can I read one now?
Go ahead, Mary.
Wanted. Good master of ceremony for Chevrolet program.
Graham. Wanted. Howard Claney to say something about Chevrolet.
Oh, yes. You will find that Chevrolet saves you on oil, gas...
Play, Frank. Don't wait for this. Play. Don't wait. Play, Frank. Thank you. That was My Darling from the Vanities, played by Frank Black and his orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen... We continue with our penthouse murder that was started last Friday. You all remember our terrible murder mystery last week? Well, it's terrible this week, too. Who killed Mr. X? You remember, folks? Mr. X was killed in his penthouse a week ago tonight between 8 o'clock and the bathroom. And the only clue found was a hot dog running away from a stand in Coney Island. You may also remember that during the trial, we were unable to place the guilt where it belonged. Garbo had to go home, Mae West had a date, and the other prisoners were not interested. So it still remains a horrible, unsolved mystery. Who killed Mr. X? I said, who killed Mr. X?
Oh, pardon me.
Watch those cues. Now, what could have been the motive for this crime? Let us analyze it. Mr. X was the landlord of 3 apartment houses, so you see he had no enemies. He lost every cent in the market, his wife was pressing him for back alimony, and he had incurable rheumatism, so there was no reason for suicide. Now, what was it?
How old was he, Jack?
95.
Then he did not die of old age.
Neither will you, Mary.
What did he have for supper the night of the crime?
Liver.
Then it couldn't have been a heart attack.
No, Mary, it couldn't. A pipe was pulled out of his mouth, and he was examined carefully.
What kind of a pipe?
A gas pipe.
Oh, well, a little gas never hurt anyone.
I know. Well, anyway, folks, we've had 2 detectives working on this case. Detective Melton. Detective Melton, you've been out on this case a week.
Yes, sir.
What have you found?
I found a place where you can get a sandwich and a glass of beer for a nickel.
Mary, take down the address, but that doesn't help solve the mystery. Detective Claney, what did you find?
I find that every minute of the day someone buys a Chevrolet.
Well, now we're getting someplace. After all, that's what we're here for. Did you find anything else, Claney?
Yes, but the Chevrolet has the Fisher no-drop ventilation.
That's great. Now, all we have to find out is who killed Mr. X.
Jack, why not put it in the hands of Sherlock Holmes, who understands crime?
You're right, Mary. We'll get Sherlock Holmes, the man who sees all, knows all, and plays the fiddle.
Hey, Jack, wait a minute.
Yes, Jimmy?
I hate to interrupt your mystery, but do you mind if I sing my song now?
Oh, no, pardon me, Jimmy. Go right ahead. What are you going to sing? Huh?
Franz Lehar's Prostituta Serenade.
I know that, Jimmy. I just couldn't pronounce it. Play, Frank, please.
In the silence of the night, when the moon is shining bright, and the world at last is fast asleep, every creature goes to rest in his cozy little nest, just his very own home to keep.
Done by James Melton. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue with our mystery and take you to the residence of Sherlock Holmes.
A 7:15. Only 1 more hour until 7:15.
And just an hour ago, it was 6:15.
What a strange world. Answer that, Mary. I'm not in.
Hello? You want to speak to Sherlock Holmes? Yes, this is Sherlock Holmes, but Sherlock isn't home. He's working on a case right now. Yes, he's on his last bottle.
What is it, Mary?
It's about that penthouse murder of Mr. X. They want you to start working on it at once.
Oh, yes. I was expecting that case. Tell him I'll take it.
Hello? Mr. Holmes just came in and said he'll take the case. Tell Mr. X not to worry. Goodbye.
Mary, call in Dr. Boston. We have work ahead of us.
Mr. Sherlock, I hate to ask you this, but can I draw 5 shillings to payday?
That's elementary, Mary.
I get it, Sherlock.
Sherlock to you. Call Dr. Watson.
Dr. Watson, the boss wants you.
Okay, I'm coming. Well, Sherlock, what's new?
Watson, we have much work ahead of us. By the way, you've been eating herring. Is that right?
sure. But tell me, Sherlock, how did you know it?
That's elementary, Watson. Besides, I can smell it.
Sherlock, you're a genius.
Watson, you're a lip boss. You know, Watson, you're really supposed to be an Englishman.
Well, I say, Mr. Holmes, I'll try, you know.
I like the other dialect better.
All right. What do you want?
Watson, we have a strange mystery to solve. Mr. X was killed in his penthouse, and we start working on the case today.
All right, but before we start, why don't you eat something? You're always working. Now, I just made some nice homemade soup.
What kind of soup?
I made some chicken, vegetable, and noodle. Which do you want?
Quick, Watson, the noodle. We leave, Watson. We leave for the Empire State Building in 10 minutes. The Empire State Building. Pack your bag and hand me my violin. I've got a lot of thinking to do. I must think.
They laughed when he picked up his violin, but when he started to play, they screamed.
Quiet, Mary. Quiet. I must think. Come, Watson. A thought just struck me. We must get to the Empire State Building in a jiffy.
Why in a jiffy? My Chevrolet will get us there just as fleet.
And what's safer? At times, Watson, you show signs of intelligence.
You have just heard what these two famous detectives have said about the Chevrolet. It is quick, safe, and dependable.
That's elementary, Claney, and get out of my study. Come, Watson, we must hurry. And by midnight, we will find the murderer of Mr. X.
Sherlock, you're uncanny.
Watson, you're nuts. Come, let us away.
You have just heard Playing with the Devil. And now we take you to the lobby of the Empire State Building, where we meet Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Tell me, Sherlock, why did we come here to the Empire State Building? What has this got to do with the murder of Mr. Hex?
Watson, I'm surprised at you. While playing the violin, I made the following deduction. Mr. X was killed by some gorilla here in New York. Do you follow me? A gorilla was seen climbing up the Empire State Building with a girl in the palm of his hand. And is at present on the tower.
How do you know?
I saw the picture. Now, if he could climb up a building the size of the Empire State, why couldn't he have climbed up that penthouse and killed Mr. X?
You mean the gorilla is King Kong?
Of course. Who else is covered with hair like that?
George Bernard Shaw.
Well, he didn't do it. Well, here's the elevator.
What floor, Captain?
We want to go to the tower.
That's the 102nd floor, boss.
Yes. I know that. When will we arrive?
Sunday night, sir.
You know, Sherlock, that elevator boy looks very suspicious and very family, too.
I think so. What's your name, son?
My name's Jim Milton, sir.
Oh, sure, Jimmy. He's our tenor, Watson. Say, Jimmy, I hate to ask you this, but did you kill Mr. X?
No, sir, Captain. I didn't kill him. I was a lady killer.
Quick, Watson, the needle.
Ow!
And cut out those jokes. Well, we have 2 days in this elevator. 2 days. I must keep my mind occupied. Hand me my saxophone. That was Stormy Weather, brought to you through the courtesy of the Chevrolet Motor Company.
102nd floor. All out.
Sunday got here quick. Now be careful, Watson, and very quiet. Very quiet. Please follow me around the edge of the roof. We must use our wits and trap him. This fellow King Kong is the biggest creature you have ever seen. He eats elephants like you eat salami.
With mustard?
That's elementary, Watson. Come, follow me.
What's that? The drummer just dropped the cymbal. Frank, keep the boys quiet, will you? Just a moment. Watson, don't move.
It's so dark up here. Why didn't we come up here in the daytime?
Quiet. Go ahead. I'm right behind you.
I'd sooner be behind you.
Watson, look. Look carefully. Carefully. You see that figure standing there in the doorway?
Yes.
Look. Somebody is handing him some money.
Oh, that's Al Smith. He runs this building and he's collecting the rent. Hello, Al!
You're wrong again, Watson.
What is that, Sherlock?
That's King Kong. He's here, all right. Keep down, Watson. He mustn't see us.
Be careful, Sherlock. I think he sees us.
Grab him, Watson, and don't let him get away.
Thank you. Look, he's got the girl right in the palm of his hand. It looks like Mary Livingstone.
Wait. It is Mary. Mary, what are you doing there with King Kong?
There's something in his eyes that makes me realize he got me in the palm of his hand. The thrill of his caress.
Mary, we must rescue Mary from that brute. I'm not afraid of him. Hey, King Kong. What's the idea of climbing buildings and carrying women with you?
Well, it's oodles of sport, and I just love the fresh air.
Is that King Kong? I'll get him.
Wait, Watson. It may be a trick. Now, look here, Kong. You've been climbing buildings, dragging people out of their beds and murdering them. Did you climb up to the penthouse on Park Avenue and kill Mr. X?
No.
You lie. You did murder Mr. X. Why, you're big enough to eat him alive.
Well, I did have eggs for breakfast this morning.
Then you admit that you killed him.
No.
Take him away, Watson.
Goodbye, Mary. I'm sorry. I can't play with you anymore.
Goodbye, Paul and Harry. Come up again sometime.
Well, it didn't take us long to get him, did it, Watson?
Yeah.
Who's that?
It's me, the voice of the shadow.
What do you want?
You think you've got the murderer, eh? Well, King Kong did not kill Mr. X.
Then who did?
Mr. X was killed
Ladies and gentlemen, this mystery will be continued next Friday night.
But there's no mystery about the Chevrolet motor car. It's the best buy in America today and the nation's choice.
Play, Frank.
we got them, Mother, where I first learned how to cook. They look so out of place without your smiling face. In that little second-hand store, I found a little armchair and the Oriental rug. The whole sofa where we used to kiss and hug.
My merry folks.
So dusty there, and no one can compare in a little second-hand store. Odds and ends that we got from a friend. How they thrill my heart.
I'm screaming.
Bring me back a day, wedding day of May, when we said we never part. I seem to hear them whisper, you're to blame for you did wrong. Why don't you kiss and make us take us back where we belong? It broke my heart to see the home you planned for me in that little second-hand store.
Whenever you see or hear the figures 445 FOB Factory, always think, my friends, of Chevrolet, of the new Chevrolet Standard 6, the car that made $445 famous, of the smart, fast-stepping Chevrolet that gave a new meaning to 445 by giving so many wonderful new features for that wonderful low price. A Fisher body, a big, comfortable interior, Fisher no-draft ventilation, safety plate windshield glass, an octane selector, a low-to-the-road chassis that rides smoothly and steadily, and a six-cylinder valve and head engine that's not only one of the snappiest on the road, but listen to this. Some Chevrolet Standard 6 owners report gasoline mileages as high as 26 miles to the gallon, and nearly all of them are getting between 18 and 24, depending on how they drive. So if you have a minimum of money to spend on a new car and want that money to do you the most good, to bring you the most fun and the greatest savings in return, save with a new Chevrolet Standard 6, the big General Motors value that made $445 famous.
Well, folks, this concludes our program for tonight. Be sure and listen in next Friday. Try and figure out for yourself who killed Mr. X.
Mary, hand me my violin. I must sing. Good night, folks. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
WEOS, New York.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
The Chevrolet program starring Jack Benny with Frank Black and his orchestra. Frank Black opens the program with Roll Up the Carpet. my friends, I directed your attention to that big, striking Chevrolet poster now on all the billboards. Every minute, someone buys a Chevrolet. Ladies and gentlemen, that statement is incorrect. Tonight, I take pleasure in informing you that since the Chevrolet poster was prepared, Chevrolet sales have shown such an increase that instead of every minute someone buys a Chevrolet, it should be every 40 seconds someone buys a Chevrolet. Now that, mind you, is every 40 seconds, night and day. And here are the figures to back it up. During the month of May, Chevrolet dealers reported the sale of over 65,700 cars and trucks. That's 17,500 better than May 1932. 11,800 better than April of this year. Naturally, Chevrolet is grateful to the American public for making such a record possible. A record which exceeds by 1,000 cars a day the May production of any builder of automobiles. And everybody knows why. Chevrolet is the only car giving Fisher body, no draft ventilation, fine performance, proved dependability, and unexcelled economy at prices as low as $445 FOB Flint. That's why, today, more than ever before, Chevrolet is the world's largest builder of automobiles. And now, Jack Benny.
Hello again. This is Jack Benny, the Earth Galloper, coming to you with all the late news events. And tonight we have a big surprise for you. We are going to give you a full description of the smelling bear fight which was not broadcast last night. We have here our own film of this famous fight held at the Yankee Stadium, where the New York Yankees play baseball while at home. Run the film, Hank. The preliminaries are over, and Smelling and Bear are now in the center of the ring taking their instructions. What a crowd, folks. 60,000 people and only 30 vacant seats. Primo Carnera walks in and the 30 seats are filled. Carnera sits down and 2,000 people behind him get up and go home. Ah, what a crowd. Here goes the bell for the first round. Smelling and Bear walk to the center of the ring. Bear looks confident and Smelling looks German. They are fiddling around for a minute and there they go. Bear starts off with a hard right to Smelling's jaw, and Bear counters with a hard right to Smelling's jaw. Ah, what's this? Smelling sends a hard pin to Bear's right. Bear swings a wild right to Smelling's jaw, and Bear comes back with a wild right to Smelling's jaw. Smelling's jaw seemed surprised as it didn't even know that Bear was in town. They are both mixing in the center of the ring as the round ends. Smelling's round and Howard training. The Chevrolet motor car is the finest. Round two. Both men step to the center of the ring and exchange blows. What a crowd at the Yankee Stadium. Starkey is here sitting right over second base. Gene Tunney is also here sitting over first base. Bear sends a long left to Smelling, sending Starkey to third and Tunney to second. None out and Bear still at bat. What a game. In the outfield, we see Lefty Grove warming up for Germany, and Smelling still catching. As the bell rings, Ruth and Gehrig are seen walking through the dugout. And Howard training. The Chevrolet motor car is the most economical car in round three. At the start of this round, Bear makes a mad rush at Smelling, but Smelling tosses a right to his nose, and Bear starts singing California, Here I Come. He sees Jimmy Melton become self-conscious and lands a right to Smelling's temple. What a blow! Watch out, Bear. 4 feet lower would have been a foul. Bear takes command again. He's much bigger than Moxie. What a mountain Bear is. Bear Mountain. Get it, folks? That was good. Smelling leads a right. What's that? What's that? Another fight breaks out at the ringside. Another fight. Who is it? They tell me it's between a taxi driver and a tailor. Well, folks, now we have a doubleheader at the good old Yankee Stadium. The tailor lands a right to the taxi driver's jaw. Smelling blocks it and crosses a left to Bear's chin. Bear sends a wicked right to the tailor, and the tailor sends a wicked note to his lawyer for a triple play. Lawyer to Smelling to Bear. What's this? Bear sends a dozen assorted rights to Smelling's jaw while we weren't looking. He sends another right to his head, a right to the heart, and a right to the liver. As there are no more places for Bear's right, he rings the bell, ending the third round. Now, the next 6 rounds were nip and tuck. Bear nipped and Smelling tucked. And as there was nothing outstanding in these 6 rounds, I'll tell you a story. Once upon a time, there were 3 little bears. Mama Bear, Papa Bear, and Maxie Bear. They all lived in the woods. So one day, Poppy Bear said to Maxie Bear, "Round 10. Bear opens this round with a right to Smelling's ear and a left to the jaw. Smelling counters with a nasty look. Bear resents this and starts fouling. The referee warns Bear, Bear warns Smelling, Smelling warns Sharky, and Sharky leaves the stadium. Bear is now mad and sends another right to Smelling's jaw and a left to the head. They are now mixing it. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Company, halt. What a parade. Bear looks at his watch, remembers he has a date, and there he goes, forcing Smelling to the rope. Ah, what a chance for a cigar program. He sends 2 rights and a left to Smelling's head, and Smelling goes down for the count of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, Smolson, handsome, why don't you get up from
6, 7, 8. Are you hurt, Smelling?
9.
He gets up at the count of 9. But it's too weak to carry on, and the referee steps in and announces Max Bear the winner, which is a surprise to everyone. Now Frank Black, who bet on Smelling, will try and play Somebody Stole Gabriel's Horn. Play, Frank. Of our misery, or mystery. Who killed Mr. X? The great penthouse mystery. Now, for the benefit of our new listeners, let me give you a brief synopsis of what happened. Mr. X was found dead in his penthouse. He was discovered hanging in midair from a chandelier, dangling from a long rope. Mary, did you find out where the rope came from?
Yes, Jack, but it's on a garble with shoelaces. Get it?
Oh, well, disregard that, huh? Now dim your lights, folks. Get ready for thrills, romance, adventure, and the boogeyman. Not yet, Frank. Besides, we're not feeling anything. This is a mystery.
Hey, Mr. Benny, when do we answer this case?
One mystery at a time, please. Remember, folks, last week we put the case in the hands of Sherlock Holmes, but nothing happened. And if we paid Sherlock in advance, we will have to give him another chance.
And those of you who have given Chevrolet a chance will admit there is no mystery attached to it.
That was Hawkshaw Plainly, folks. It was always on the trail of a plum. You'll have to pardon me while I put on my makeup now. I'm Sherlock Holmes, you know. Now, while we are preparing for this scene, James Nelson will sing Our Sweet Mystery of Life. It has nothing to do with our mystery, folks.
Is the end and all the believing
tonight, sung by James Melton. And now we take you again to the study of Sherlock Holmes, who is working out some new clues in hopes for a speedy arrest of the murderer of Mr. X. The Home of Sherlock Holmes.
And the murder is still unsolved.
That seems to be the trouble, Sherlock. I never saw you act like this before.
Very mysterious case. Very mysterious, Watson. Very mysterious. Watson, I must think. Bring me my piano.
The finance company took it away this morning.
Then give me my violin. It's no use. No use, Watson. I will never learn shuffle off the button.
Then why don't you try Rochester or Albany?
Albany, fine. How does it go?
Albany. Why not take Albany?
Watson, an idea just struck me. You couldn't loan me $10, could you?
Sherlock, you're wonderful. How did you guess it?
I felt it. Was there anybody here to see me today?
Yes, 3 fellows.
What's their names?
Sir Arthur, Cohen, and Doyle.
Very good, Watson. You better let me get a laugh or you won't be on the program next week.
That's elementary, Sherlock.
Hello. This is Holmes in Boston, in California. You want to speak to Mr. Holmes? Wait, I'll connect you with the bathtub.
I'm not taking a bath, Mary.
Well, you should be. Here, it's for you.
Who is it?
Mr. X, he wants to know how you're doing with his case.
Give me that phone. Mr. X? Yes, we'll find the man who murdered you. Just keep your shirt on. Yes, you'll get a report. What's the address? All right. Goodbye. Put down the address, Mary. Box 32, Evergreen Cemetery.
See, he lives right next door to my great-grandfather.
Mary, see who it is. Be on your toes, Watson.
Who do you wish to see, sir?
Mr. Holmes, I've got some news for you.
Let him in. Well, young man, what can I do for you?
I have a clue to the murder of Mr. X.
You have a clue, eh? Who are you?
I'm a stool pigeon.
Oh, a stool pigeon, eh? Sit down. Mary, get him a stool.
Here you are. Mr. Pigeon.
Mary, lock the door. Close the window and pull down the blinds. Now tell me, who do you think killed Mr. X?
Well, give me $5 and all I know.
For $5, eh? Mary, have you...
Certainly not.
Watson.
No.
How much do you want to sell all?
$5.
Here's 50 cents. Just give me a rough idea.
Well, you're a new customer. I'll take it.
Now, what's your clue to the murder of Mr. X?
Well, I saw a fellow flying over the penthouse less than a week ago. He looked very suspicious. He was flying over 200 miles an hour, and he didn't stop until he got to Oslo, Norway.
Oslo, Norway.
Yes, and when he turned around and saw me looking, he left quickly for Moscow.
Yes. Go on.
And as soon as I got to Moscow, he left for Siberia.
How did you keep up with him?
Don't tell anybody.
A Chevrolet.
Mary, a Chevrolet.
It was a Chevrolet, folks, the most dependable car in the low-price field. Now, Mr. Pigeon, your face looks very familiar. What did you do before you became a stool pigeon?
You...
I thought so. Now, tell me one more thing. Did you get the name of this aviator?
Yes. His name is Jimmy Matter.
Oh, Mattern, eh? Watson, put down that salami. Get me my aeroplane. There's no time to lose. We'll follow him to the ends of the world.
But wait, Sherlock, how did you figure he could have killed Mr. X by flying over the penthouse?
Well, I'll tell you, Watson. All those aviators carry sandwiches. Now, he may have had a 3-decker sandwich and dropped it. And that would kill anybody.
Sherlock, you're a bear.
Watson, you're smelling. Get the aeroplane.
Here you are, Sherlock. All we got is a tri-motor plane.
What's a tri-motor plane, Jack?
Plane with 4 motors. Watson, spin the propeller. Watson, you've got her in great shape. What was that?
The left wing fell off.
Do we need it?
Yes, I'll have to fix it.
I've got a safety pin.
Not yet. That's in the next scene.
I'm only rehearsing.
Oh, come on. Come on, let's go. Get in, Watson. Are you coming along, Mary?
Are we going up in the air?
Yes.
Well, wait till I get my air device.
Never mind, Ed. Get in. All right. All right, get ready. Be careful, Mary. Be careful how you get them.
Happy landing! I doubt it!
Still on the trail of the murderer of Mr. X. How fast are we going, Watson?
600 miles an hour.
600 miles, and I'm only in second.
You're certainly going fast. What country is this we're passing?
England.
What country?
You're too late. France.
Look, Sherlock. Somebody left a tack laying on the ground.
Pack nothing. It's the Eiffel Tower.
Sherlock, you're telephone.
Hallelujah, you're a bum. Watson, I'm afraid we're running out of gas.
Don't worry. I just put a quarter in the meter.
Good work. Look, we're crossing the Russian border.
So quick.
Remember, this is a half-hour program. Look up. Look, there's another airplane.
You're right, Sherlock. Maybe that's the man we want. Get closer.
Hello there. I'll see you, folks.
Flag! What are you doing in Russia?
I need 2 more men for my orchestra.
Hello, Frank. See you when we get back.
Are you all right, Mary? Back there?
Yes, Shirley. Gee, this is certainly a wonderful night for flying. Look how bright the moon is. Hello, round and shiny. Why don't you come down sometime?
Sherlock, there's another plane ahead of us.
What plane?
That one straight in front of us.
That's a mosquito on your nose.
Oh, I was wondering why it bit me.
Watson, put down that cloud. What are you doing with that cloud in your hand?
The silver lining.
Doc, isn't that another plane ahead of us?
He's right, Sherlock. Yes, sir. Do you see it?
Yes. That might be our man, Jimmy Mattern. Now pull up alongside him. Hello! Are you Jimmy Mattern?
No, I'm Jimmy Melton.
Well, that's clear enough. Did you kill Mr. X?
No, you asked me that last week.
Pardon me. Watson's getting awfully foggy now.
Yes, Sherlock. Be careful.
I'm afraid to go further. I think we better turn back.
Don't bother. It's foggy on this side, too.
We're
sail up. There's a storm coming up, and the fog is getting worse.
You're right. You're right, Watson. I can't see 5 feet ahead of me.
Who killed Mr. X?
Never mind X. I've got my own trouble. Oh, what was that?
The other wing dropped off.
You see, folks, this couldn't happen in the Chevrolet, as it is safe, dependable, and does everything but fly.
We're in terrible danger. Watson, I can't control the stick. Oh, there goes the propeller. How are we on gas?
The tank is dry.
Well, good night, folks. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue our mystery. Who killed Mr. X? And what happened to Holmes, Watson, and Mary?
And smelling.
Right, Watson. Play, Frank.
Progress Exposition. Ladies and gentlemen, it's off to a grand and glorious start. Everybody's excited about it, talking about it, planning and figuring how and when to go. And nearly every person who's been to Chicago comes back with the same enthusiastic story. Chevrolet has stolen the whole show. That perfectly amazing World's Fair factory of Chevrolets, in which cars are built right before your eyes, is a fascinating sight. It's the highest of all the high spots in 3.5 miles of thrill. Now, here's a tip, my friends, on how to get to the World's Fair, the easiest way, the coolest way, and by far the cheapest way. Drive in a Chevrolet, America's most economical car. You can travel all day long, and based on average gasoline costs throughout the country, 4 people in a Chevrolet can cover over 200 miles for less than 40 cents apiece. Yes, you'll not only have a cooler, more restful, more enjoyable trip in a Chevrolet, but you'll have more money left to spend at the fair when you get there. On to Chicago, America. On to the World's Fair, the most economical way. In that big, thrifty, dependable 6, Chevrolet.
That was Mary singing It's Great to Be Alive. And don't forget to listen in next Friday, ladies and gentlemen, and follow our thrilling mystery, Who Killed Mr. X? Come on, Mary, I'll take you home now.
I'm sorry, Jack. I have a date tonight.
With whom? Oh, yeah? Well, he'll find out. Good night, folks.
Come on, Shadow.
In the Park is from The Gold Diggers of 1933, and It's Great to Be Alive is from Strike Me Pink. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
WEAS, New York.
This is Chesterton Radio, the true, good, and beautiful at chestertonradio.com.